Okay. All right. Don't make me do the shh again, okay? Okay. Hi. Again, I'm Dr. Carol Berry. I'm the director of the School of Information Studies, and I want to give such a warm welcome to the graduates, faculty, staff, family, and friends to the May 2024 School of Information Studies hooding ceremony. We are so excited to be here to celebrate our graduates. Let me begin by introducing the faculty and staff who have joined us. Dr. Edward Benoit, the Associate Director, who will actually be doing the hooding. Dr. Suzanne Stauffer and Dr. Boryun Ju. I'd also like to thank two staff members with whom we couldn't have done it without them. Tyler Vizo running around with the camera. Many of you have probably sent questions to Tyler while you've been in the program. And Ms. Nicole Rosas, who probably helped you get admitted to the program. So thank you all. Yes. Okay. Tomorrow, 96 students will receive graduate degrees, including 33 certificates in archival studies, 4 certificates in records and information management, and 83 Masters of Library and Information Science. The names of all of the graduates will be appearing on the screen. We'd like to congratulate all of them, including those who couldn't be with us here today. Okay, so now how is this gonna work? Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and tell on us. Obviously, we had planned to have you seated in alphabetical order, and it's pretty funny that, librarians, and we screwed it up. Yeah, okay. So so when I call your name, and I'm sorry if you're in the middle of the row and you're going to have to claw your way out, we are going to ask you to come stand on the blue X on the floor, hand Dr. Benoit your hood, and then turn and face the audience for the hooding itself. And I will be reading introductions for each of the graduates. I do want to say they wrote these themselves, and I think we're going to have a very good time. Okay? So, Yesenia Alvarez is receiving the MLIS. Yesenia is from Riverside, California. She holds a Bachelor of Spanish and Master of Education from La Sierra University, Riverside. She's been working as an elementary school teacher for 20 years and currently teaches 3rd grade at Foothill Elementary in Riverside, California. She's interested in a change and decided to pursue librarianship. She hopes to one day become a teacher librarian or perhaps retire early and work in a library. Whatever happens, she's ready to embark on a new adventure. She wants to thank all of her family for always supporting her, and especially for flying out to Louisiana, this is from California, for this special achievement. All right. Alicia Bagley is graduating with the MLIS. Alicia is originally from Tennessee, but currently lives in Savannah, Georgia. She received her Bachelor of Arts in English from the University of Memphis in 2021. She's wanted to be a librarian for as long as she can remember, even if life took her on the scenic route to get here. She looks forward to starting library work in her new city soon. She would like to thank her friends and family, especially her husband Nate, for all their support and encouragement. Katie Bailey is graduating with the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. Katie is from Columbus, Ohio, although she now resides here in Baton Rouge. Received her BA in History from Ashland University in 2019 and her MA in American History from LSU in 2022. She was employed as a graduate assistant through her time here at SIS, working on many research projects. She works for the William Bremen Jewish Heritage Museum of Atlanta as a contract transcriber for their oral history project. She recently was accepted into LSU's Doctor of Design program and will be specializing in museum and archival studies. And her doctoral thesis will include creating an 1865 map of New Orleans, showcasing the addresses and employment locations of men drafted into the Union Army. Huh. Jessica, see, this is why I wasn't going to move. Jessica Calvert will be getting the MLIS. Jess graduated with her BA in English from Virginia Tech in May 2021. She began the MLIS program with LSU Online while working as a technical writer in Denver, Colorado, but after starting the program, realized her interest in a career in academia. Originally from a military family, she now lives in Christiansburg, Virginia. She's worked at Virginia Tech as an academic advisor and student support professional for a year and a half, and she's looking forward to transitioning her passion for student success into a career in academic librarianship. Caroline Kaponex, I hope that was even close, is graduating with the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. She is a Baton Rouge native who's lived here her whole life. She decided to become a librarian when she got a job working in a library in high school and decided she loved working there so much she wanted to make it a career. She was also inspired by her mom, who was a librarian. Aww. Catherine Cusmano will be receiving the MLIS. Catherine is a Baton Rouge native, graduated with a psychology degree from Xavier University in 2017. Her experiences as a biracial deaf woman give her a unique perspective which has enhanced her personal and professional growth. Her diverse career path is now culminating in the completion of this degree. Her role at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library Center's Career Services Department ignited her passion for pursuing an MLIS degree. Her experience working with her community is an aspect she hopes to maintain in her career path, and she anticipates the exciting opportunities ahead. Rain Gray will be receiving the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. Growing up homeschooled, the library was always a favorite place for Rain to escape to for out-of-this-world adventures. In college, they got a job at the academic library, knew that was where they wanted to be. Although life got in the way quite a few times in the past decade, Rain is proud to be standing here today receiving a master's degree and graduate certificate, a member of an honor society, and a part-time librarian in upstate New York. Wow. Mandy Kamo-Hatman will be receiving the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. She is from Carencro, Louisiana. She holds a BA in English Literature and History from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette and an MA in Southern Literature and Folklore from McNeese State University. She currently works in editing and curriculum development. She looks forward to contributing to the preservation of Acadiana's cultural heritage and working with community archives in Louisiana's coastal parishes at risk. She is immensely grateful for the support of the faculty and her colleagues, and especially thankful for the unwavering support of her friends, her family, and her daughter Evangeline as she embarked on yet another academic adventure. will be receiving the MLIS. As a lifelong Louisiana native, Thora has been deeply rooted in the rich and vibrant tapestry that makes up her home state. She has 2 goals for after she graduates. First, she wants to spend the summer visiting as many state parks as possible. Good luck on that. And second, she wants to find a job where she can engage with others in the areas of history, music, and literature. She'd like to thank her cats for their constant attempts at getting more attention than her laptop as she worked on this degree. She'd also like to express her immeasurable thanks to her closest friends, most of all, her best friend in the whole world, her husband, for their undying support and love during this journey. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to pause for a moment. You could talk to them while I do this. Okay. Raven Shantae Johnson will be receiving the MLIS. Raven is originally from White Castle, Louisiana, but currently lives in Plaquemine. She received her Bachelor of Science in Business Management from Southern University in Baton Rouge. After working in corporate payroll and human resources for 3 years, she made the drastic career change to kindergarten teacher. Working in education for a few years rekindled her love of libraries, which was her after-job school in high school, and her passion for reading. This year, she became the school librarian at Port Allen Elementary School. After graduation, she plans to become a certified school librarian and continue working as the school librarian there. She would like to thank her mom, boyfriend, son, and the rest of her family for their love, support, and patience. Tara LeGlue will be receiving the MLIS. Tara is from Denham Springs, Louisiana, where she still resides. In 2022, she earned a Bachelor of Science in Library and Information Science from the University of Southern Mississippi. She recently began working as the youth librarian at Livingston Parish Library's Denham Springs branch, where she hopes to foster a love for reading and learning among young minds in her community. Amanda Moran, will be receiving the MLIS. Mandy is from Bethel, Connecticut, but has been a resident of Jacksonville, Florida for nearly 20 years. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautics from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Mandy is a veteran of the United States Navy, having served for 11 years, including a deployment in support of Operations Iraqi and Enduring Freedom, and at NAS Sigonella, Sicily. Mandy was introduced to the library at a young age by her great-grandmother, has been exploring her family's genealogy for about 15 years, and is a lifelong reader and patron of her local libraries. She's interested in special collections in history and is excited to see where her new path will lead. She's grateful to everyone who provided encouragement and support along the journey to this degree. Kenneth Mays will be receiving the MLIS. Kenneth is from Savannah, Georgia, and has a BA in History from the University of Alabama and a Master of Education in Instructional Technology from Valdosta State University. He is a school librarian for the Savannah-Chatham County Public School System. After graduation, he will continue his work in the school library as he begins his 3rd year at Hurd Elementary School. Natalie Mahon I need to take a breath and slow down. Okay, yeah, okay. Natalie will be receiving the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. She is originally from Santa Fe, New Mexico, but recently moved across the country to Orlando, Florida. She received her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from the University of New Mexico in 2020 and explored several different career paths before finding this program. After graduation, she's excited to see what is next for her and would like to thank everyone who helped her to get here. Hope McCorkle will be receiving the MLIS. Hope, a Baton Rouge resident and Southeastern Louisiana University alumna, brings a wealth of records experience to the table. Her journey began in the Army as a personnel records specialist in the 1990s, and she later served as the records manager for the state of Louisiana for over a decade. Currently, she moonlights at the public library, where she assists the public and indulges in her passion for bookbinding and leathercraft, encouraged by fellow librarians. As she embarks on new adventures, she cherishes the community she has found in the School of Information Studies program. Ruth Ann Morgan will be receiving the MLIS. At the age of 4, Ruth Ann Grace Morgan was diagnosed with dyslexia and told she would never be able to read, write, or graduate from school. Through perseverance, she has overcome her circumstances and completed a bachelor's degree in English literature from Blue Mountain Christian University. Tomorrow, she will graduate with her master's degree in library and information science. After graduation, she will continue working for the Lee County Library in Tupelo, Mississippi, as an assistant youth and children's services librarian. She aspires to be a writer and a children's librarian. She would like to thank her parents, Gary and Selena Morgan, and her 2 older brothers, Randy and Riley Morgan, for the immense support they've provided her. Congratulations. Jamie Murphy will be receiving the MLIS and, yes, you guessed it, the Certificate in Archival Studies. Jamie is originally from New Jersey, where she got her love for libraries from her mother and her maternal grandmother. She currently resides in Georgia with her devoted husband and their adopted special needs dog. She joined the United States Coast Guard right out of high school in 1992. She received a Bachelor of Science in Accounting in 2012 and a Master of Business Administration with a concentration in Management and Strategy in 2015 from Western Governors University. She also holds a professional certificate in servant leadership from Cornell University, as well as a professional chief financial officer certificate from Columbia Business School. Really? After nearly 20 years in accounting, and the deaths of 3 close family members in 2022, Jamie made the decision to finally pursue her dream of becoming a librarian. She currently works part-time as a reference librarian at Georgia Gwinnett College. Ultimately, she would like to work as an academic or government librarian full-time. Glenda Monge Prado, again, I hope I was close on that, will be earning the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. Glenda lives in California, where she shares her passion of reading with her family and friends through her personal library of over 950 books. Her love of librarianship began after watching The Mummy as a child. I love it. And grew along with her love for books as she grew and moved around. After every move, getting established at the local library was her main goal. Online education made it easier for her to meet her goals of studying while dealing with the challenges life brought her way. She's eager to move forward down this career path. Congratulations. Jordan Ritchie will be receiving the MLIS. Jordan lives in Richmond, Virginia, and received a Bachelor of Science in Fishery Science from Virginia Tech in 2013. She currently works for Henrico County Public Libraries and will continue to do so after graduation. Okay? Okay. Allison Russell will be receiving the MLIS. Allison Cooper Russell grew up in Baton Rouge and received a Bachelor of Fine Arts from LSU in 1994. After working as a professional artist and art teacher and raising a family, she was hired to run a library makerspace, which was part of the job of the teen librarian. With the support of family, colleagues, and the Friends of the Fairhope Library, Allison returned to LSU Online to complete this master's degree. She has been teen librarian and makerspace manager at the Fairhope Public Library in Fairhope, Alabama for 7 years. Congratulations. Stephanie Rosita Shedd will be receiving the MLIS and the Certificate in Records and Information Management. Originally from Jakarta, Indonesia, Stephanie grew up in Southern California and received a BA in Sociology and a BA in Asian American Studies from the University of California, Los Angeles. Her career in research administration took her from UCLA to the RAND Corporation and LSU's Office of Research and Economic Development. Her passion to support ongoing research inspired her to further her education in academic librarianship. She and her family are currently living in Midland, Texas, where she's applying her MLIS knowledge as a reference librarian at Midland College and her records and information management knowledge remotely with the St. Louis Zoo in Missouri. She's thankful for the opportunity to learn from LSU's professors and tremendously grateful for her husband, Brian, and their boys, Jacob and Oliver, who have been supportive, understanding, and mostly patient during her journey. Missy Sidwell will be receiving the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. She is from Cumming, Georgia. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education from Kennesaw State University. She worked as an elementary school teacher and is now looking forward to working as an academic librarian. Samantha Smith will be receiving the MLIS. Samantha is from Huntington, West Virginia, where she received her bachelor's in secondary English education at Marshall University. She taught middle school English for 6 years before starting her master's here at LSU. She currently lives in Athens, Georgia, where she works as a benefits specialist. She will continue her work at the hospital as she transitions into a career as a librarian. Carly Erster will be receiving the MLIS. Carly is originally from Weatherly, Pennsylvania. She received her Bachelor of Arts from American University in Washington, D.C., and currently lives in Columbia, South Carolina with her fiance, Bill, and their 2 cats, where she is an information systems manager at the University of South Carolina. She would like to thank Bill, her parents, John and Lori, and the large circle of friends, professors, and professional colleagues that supported her through her master's coursework, wedding planning, and cross-country moves. Rebecca Wiley Samuel will be receiving the MLIS. Rebecca, a native of Louisiana, currently lives in Shreveport. She obtained a Bachelor of Business Administration and Economics and acquired teaching certifications in business education and school librarianship. Rebecca then pursued her Master of Library and Information Science degree, focusing on librarianship. After dedicating 27 years to education, Rebecca is retiring on Tuesday. Okay. However, her journey does not end there. She will begin her doctorate studies in August. It has always been her aspiration to have the title of doctor before her name. Okay. Candy Williams will be receiving the MLIS. Candy Williams is from Marksville, Louisiana, and hails from a large family. Her grandfather, the late Edward Brown, better known to the family as Big Daddy, instilled in his children and grandchildren a love of learning, and her grandmother, the late Rebecca Brown, passed on to her the love of community and helping others. She received her Bachelor of Arts in English from LSU in Alexandria in 2013 and has enjoyed a rewarding career in public service. She currently serves as the head of circulation at Evelier's Parish Library, where she is set to take on her new role as Assistant Library Director. She would like to thank her family for all their encouragement and support throughout her journey, especially her twin sister Brandy and younger sister Fela. That must be Brandy. Okay. She says she couldn't have done it without y'all. Caroline Ziegler will be receiving the MLIS and the Certificate in Archival Studies. Caroline is from Jeanerette, Louisiana, and presently lives in Baton Rouge. She is a third-generation librarian. She began her career at age 7 by assisting Granny Joyce with the end-of-the-year inventory in her elementary school library. She studied fine arts, and when she graduated, her librarian mother said, "I think you'd really enjoy being a library. You should go to library school." It wasn't that she didn't want to be a librarian, she just really wanted to continue with fine arts. So she received a Master of Fine Arts in Book Arts and Printmaking from the University of Arts in Philadelphia in 2008. Between then and now, she's taught book arts, worked in library conservation labs, and was a production manager for a small jewelry business. It took her a minute, but with encouragement from her archivist spouse and her family, she finally has her library degree. She basically has her dream job of working with artist books, Louisiana archival material, and managing the stacks, which feels a little like inventory with Granny, at LSU's Hill Memorial Library. Okay, so please take a moment and join me in congratulating all of our graduates. And a standing ovation. Okay. You join a long history of alumni from over 90 years and across the world from this school. And I want you to take a moment to think about this momentous milestone that you've achieved. Fewer than 13% of the US population has earned a master's degree. This is a big deal. So just take a moment to pat yourselves on the back for making it through this. Yeah. Okay, and again, thank you to all the family and friends who made it. It's wonderful to see this many people in the room. It really is. This concludes the formal part of the ceremony. We do ask that all of the graduates briefly step up to the big purple and gold things so we can get our group picture. But we invite all of you to stay. There are refreshments, drinks, well, kind of drinks. But we hope that you'll stay and enjoy yourselves for a while. Thank you all very much.